Good morning, everybody. It is 9:35 on Monday, and it's already shaping out to be a kind of a crummy day. I'm still trying to make the best of it, but unfortunately on Friday while I was at my parents' house, the internet had gone out. So basically what happened was there was a cement truck down the street and they cut the cable line that gave us the ability to have the internet with the service provider we have. And it got fixed supposedly, but it still wasn't really fixed. And so we have somebody coming out today from 1 to 3 to help us get it all started back up. But the problem is unfortunately, I was having so many issues with my hotspot this morning. I couldn't get my hotspot to work because first of all, apparently my phone plan I have with my parents, my particular phone did not have the hotspot stuff available. So I had to get that set up. Then, even after getting that set up, my laptop won't connect to my phone. It won't connect to my hotspot. And I think it's because for some reason they updated the plan with our work laptops basically where it's no longer an option for us to use a mobile hotspot. So I did try to call my boss and see if she has any ideas, but I haven't been able to hear from her yet. So I'm basically, a duck in water at this point, just kind of sitting here not sure what to do. So until either she calls me back or the internet tech comes out, I'm kind of just sitting here not being able to do much of anything, which to some people would definitely seem nice, and it kind of seems like I have half the day off or something like that. But it's not great because it just means that I'm going to have to make up that time that I missed today the rest of this week to make sure I have 40 hours of work and, stuff like that. So anyway, that's kind of where I'm at. We're back to regularly scheduled programming with reading stuff this week. I am going to be trying to get through the rest of Sword of Destiny here this week. I do need to update my reading journal, though, with the last couple of days before I continue with this. We're going to kind of go from there. If I can get this done by the end of the week, I'd like to get started on Hero of Ages because I read the 11th Metal over the weekend with Witch-a-thon, and I really liked that, and I need to get Hero of Ages read by the end of the month because of the Brandon Sanderson read-along I'm participating in. So those are my two big ones because Hero of Ages is still a pretty chunky book, it's a big book. So I think I can get through those two this week. And then I think if at all possible, what I would like to then be able to do is get through maybe The Rhythmatist, which is my royally booked book club book for this month. I talked about in, I think it was either last week's vlog or Witch-a-thon's vlog. I can't remember right now off the top of my head. I talked about how I think I'm going to restructure a lot of my reading for specifically June and try to do it more mood-based and not outright canceling all of the series I'm doing, but I think definitely taking the series I was doing a little more sporadically because I'm just, I think, overwhelmed with the amount of things I think I have to read as opposed to the things that are kind of more important. My Wheel of D20 books, I really enjoy doing that, so I would like to continue with that. And June, I only have to read one book for that, so I think I can get that one done no problem. But then continuing with The Witcher, The Wheel of Time, my reread series stuff, I think that I need to kind of take a break from that. I do still have to read Supernova, which is the final book in the reread/finish series I was doing for the Renegades. But besides that, I think I'm going to take a break from doing so many different kinds of series because it's just getting to a point where I keep getting behind because I get through really bad mental health spells and it causes me to not want to read for a little while, and that's fine. But then I feel guilty for not reading, and so then I kind of put all this pressure on myself. So I think that if I can do one thing, which is to kind of step back from a lot of these series that I've gotten myself involved in, that would be helpful, and kind of read them more when I'm feeling like it as opposed to feeling like I have to read them in that time, especially if I don't absolutely have to. So I think that that's what we're going to do here during the rest of this month and going into the foreseeable future. So I feel really confident about that. I feel like that already puts a huge weight off of my shoulders, but I'm very proud of myself for feeling like I've reached that point and feeling comfortable with that, because in the past, when I've thought about that kind of stuff, it's been very hard for me to wrap my head around it and feel comfortable with continuing that. idea because it just provided a lot of unnecessary anxiety for me, and it caused me to really kind of like question everything about myself and my reading. But I feel like I'm in a much better place than any other time I've tried doing that, and I feel much more at ease with it, which tells me that I've done a lot of healing and a lot of work on myself in the last like handful of months to where like I can deal with that now better, and I'm not as worried about that. Like, I will say in the last couple of weeks since I had like a really bad mental health spell in April, I feel like I've been really like seeing the progress I've made. And April's just like a really weird month in general for me. And so like I kind of just fell into that hole that I typically do in that month, which is fine. But I feel like I'm back to where I need to be. I do feel in some ways motivated, but I also, you know, am trying to be kind to myself with even that motivation and just being like, you know, if these things don't work out, that's fine. Whereas like a year ago, I would have been like, no, this is like end of the world kind of stuff. Like I'm gonna die if I don't do these things kind of thing, which is stupid, but it's how my brain works. So. Hey guys, so it is now going on 7 o'clock at night on Tuesday, May 24th, and I finally finished Sword of Destiny by Andrzej Sapkowski. This is the second collection of stories involving The Witcher, and I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed this a lot. I don't know, just something about it, I couldn't quite give it a 5-star, but it was very enjoyable. We get a lot of stuff about Yennefer and also Ciri in this, which is really awesome to see. And I finally then was able to finish a prompt for Desertathon and Witch-a-thon, but I need to change my battery real quick, so give me 1 second. And of course my other battery is also dead, so I need to charge these up. But yeah, so I ended up being able to complete my prompt I was working on for Desertathon, and then also a book for Witch-a-thon. So for Desertathon, this was for the card and the prompt for book out of my comfort zone, and then for Witch-a-thon, this was for a tarot deck prompt, which was to read a book with suits on the cover, which basically the title being Swords is one of these suits for the tarot deck. So now I need to get out my laptop so that I can do the next roll for Desertathon, because I have still ability to get another roll in for the month. Now my hope is that I can get Hero of Ages to work for this next roll, because that is the next book I would like to read, but I do want to continue getting through more of the board for Desertathon, so I guess we'll see if we can get that all to fit together. Okay, so last we left off, I ended up on spot 16 here, which was a red square. So I am going to now roll my d20, and let's see what we end up getting. Hopefully something high this time. Everything has been a low roll so far. No. That's not what I want at all. I'm not even sure. Oh, it's supposed to be a 6 because the dot's at the bottom. So yay, another low roll. Great. So I think it's safe to say I'm not going to get to the final 63rd spot by the end of this week. I highly doubt that's going to happen. So let's just go ahead and go 6 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Spot 22. Orange spot, that is not for my team. I am on Team Elephant, so I would like to have the gray spots, but it's fine. It's whatever. Okay, and now we have the number generator set up, and keeping in line with what I've been doing so far, any card spots that I have pulled so far are not going to be counted in this. So if I get cards 5, 12, or 6, I cannot use them for this next round because they're technically supposed to be at the bottom of the deck. So let's go ahead and see what we end up getting. Card number 13. So here is card 13, and we have to pick a orange book for this. So it's a book I recently bought. This technically counts because in the last couple of months I bought Hero of Ages. Oh, thank God. I am so glad I could put that on there, because when I think of recently bought, it's anything that's been in the last 6 months. And I bought Hero of Ages when I bought The Well of Ascension and Mistborn beginning of this year. I want to say because we started the readathon in March. I think it was February I bought those books. So I'm gonna count that just because it's not saying like within a certain time period, but when I think recently, I think within like less than 6 months ago. So I think that that's gonna work for me, thank God, because I do not want to have to add another book to my TBR already. Hey guys, so it is 4:15 in the afternoon on Wednesday. It's been a couple of very trying days. If you've been paying attention to the news at all, that's what I'm, having a hard time with right now. I'm not gonna go into it, but the world is a very shitty place right now, and I hate living in the US sometimes because of it. But we're gonna move on to something a little bit nicer because I don't want to focus too much on these negative things. I need something nice. I need something good. So one of the things that is nice and good is that I have made a lot of progress in the Hero of Ages as of today. I'm on page 113, almost done with part 1 of this book. I'd like to get through the rest of part 1 and then all of part 2. According to the table of contents, part 2 ends at about 314. So I still have quite a bit. I have like 200 pages more of this to read. I've been reading it a lot today during my breaks and stuff, which is great. And I'm actually like super jazzed about it. There is a lot of things that I was excited to see going into this one, which if you don't know, this is the 3rd book in the Mistborn Era 1 trilogy. This is basically a year after the events of the Well of Ascension. I really appreciate though that even though Sanderson tends to gloss over a lot of the stuff that happens in between the time periods of each of the books, it doesn't feel like you're really missing out on much because it all gets pretty much explained over the course of time, and it's all stuff that we kind of would expect. I have not been this excited for the end of a series for a long time. It's actually been, I think, quite some time since I found a new series that I kind of just really got started with, really exploring for the first time that I'm genuinely excited about. There's definitely been series where I've started them up again and then continued where I'm okay, now I'm excited to see what happens at the end, but I already know things going into it. This is the first time in a long time I'm reading a series for the first time from beginning to end where I am genuinely invested to see what happens. I have to know how the whole thing of Era 1 wraps up because it's been said to me that it's a really, really great ending to a series, and how they end it and then how Mistborn Era 2 picks up is very interesting. So I am genuinely excited. I can't wait to see how this continues. I had a bit of a late lunch because I have been very tired the last couple of days. Like I said earlier this week, had my internet go out on Monday, and I did not get it back up until later in the day Monday. So the rest of this week, I've been having to be up at 6 a.m. to work an extra 2 hours and work till 5 like I normally do, because I have to make up the time that I missed on Monday. So that's kind of been wearing me down a little bit. I normally don't get this tired, I feel like, when it comes to getting up earlier, but for some reason this past week I've been just super lethargic. I basically laid down on the couch with my husband and I slept for the entire hour, and I wasn't really hungry because he also had brought me in a snack around 10:30. Then he ordered me lunch because I've been feeling kind of crummy, so he decided to order me lunch to make me feel better because my husband's great and he knows the way to my heart is with food. Anyway, I'm gonna go finish up the rest of my day. I've got about 35 minutes until the end of my work day. I need to basically just get some last minute things done for that, check on some stuff, make sure everything's fine and dandy. And then I think after that, since I'm not super hungry as of yet, I might do a work sprint and then see how I feel. I have a little bit of my lunch left that could classify as dinner, and because my husband's gonna be out for most of the evening, I don't think we're gonna really have dinner together. So I think I'll be fine on my own just to do work and alternate with reading sprints. Okay, so it's going on 5 o'clock right now. I did some preemptive sprint rolling for today and tomorrow so that I had a good plan of action for the next couple of days for productivity, because I do want to get a lot of stuff done. So we're starting off with 30 minutes of reading so that I can try to make some more progress in this and basically give myself the ability to finish off the part that I'm at with Hero of Ages. And then we've got some short sprints for editing, so probably the bulk of my editing is going to be tomorrow, but I think I do have a whole hour of editing I can do tonight with the rolls I did. Basically going to as close to about 11 o'clock as I can. And we're kind of go from there, except Oscar's decided to steal my spot. The little booger. I'm gonna have to shove him over so that I can have my spot so I can sit and read. But 30 minutes of reading, we're gonna get started for the night. There, now the whole world can see your cute little face. Oh, maybe not. You're gonna hide it? Kind of. He is almost 6 months old. He's 6 months on the 29th. Won't ya? Okay, so first sprint is done, 30 minutes of reading completed, and I am on page 144 now. I have reached, like I showed you, part 2. I've gone through the first chapter of part 2. I'm on chapter 15 currently. So I still have like 170 some pages, I think, until I would like to reach my goal for today. So down to less than 200, which is great. But I've still got a lot to work with this evening. So now we're going to transition back into the office to get some editing done in the next couple minutes. It's only going to be a quick 10-minute sprint, which is fine. Probably get through the first full clip of footage, maybe the total raw footage of this vlog from last week that was before Book-a-thon. So last Monday to Thursday is just over an hour. And I do think that there is a spot in here where I had some stuff that's gonna get like sped up anyway. Basically, I'm taking 10-minute breaks in between each of the sprints, give or take, depending on how much I get through. But after this 10-minute sprint, I'm going to transition back to reading for another 25 minutes, and then a 10-minute editing sprint, 35-minute reading sprint, and then an hour of editing, and then a 15 minutes reading sprint, and then another hour of editing. So I think I could at least get this vlog done, and then probably get started on the Book-a-thon vlog, and then get the Book-a-thon vlog done, and then also tomorrow film during my lunch, my TBR video, and hopefully get that out by the end of the day. I think I'm just gonna come back to you guys tomorrow with an update, just because it's gonna be a lot of me doing this, and I don't wanna have to keep coming back every few minutes. So good morning, everyone. It is going on 8:20 in the morning on Thursday. I did not get to my reading goal last night, but I did manage to edit and upload both of the vlogs that I wanted to work on last night, which I'm kind of surprised by. I was expecting to maybe get through the first one, which was my week almost long vlog that was for Desertathon and Witch-a-thon that happened before Book-a-thon last weekend, and somehow I managed to get both that and the Book-a-thon vlog edited and then got them both uploaded. But it was a bit of a later night for me last night. I didn't go to bed till almost like 11:30, I think, so I'm very tired. I had to be up at 6 again to work. Currently, I am still in the midst of part 2 of Hero of Ages. I am on page 232. So like I said, didn't really get to my reading goal for last night, but because I got through so much editing, that was fine. Oscar, I think I have decided on way too many books in the course of June. It's ridiculous. Okay, so I just finished filming my June TBR. Not all of those books are gonna be read in June. Don't even get me lying to you, but like, there's a few of them are definitely like higher priority, but like, not all of them are gonna be read in the month of June. There's no way. With that being said, that video is finally filmed. Now I just gotta edit it tonight. It is just after 10 a.m. Anyway, I think I'm gonna call it for today, and I'll let you guys know tomorrow how things go, because I'm just gonna be way too busy this evening to really want to film, so I will hold off on talking to you guys till tomorrow, but I am gonna say right now that I will be putting in Monday and Tuesday of next week in this vlog, because those are the last 2 days of the month, and I don't see the point in really filming a 2-day vlog for no reason when I can just add it in here and not have to edit this vlog for a little bit, because it's not gonna come out until in like the beginning of June anyway, so I might as well just hold off on editing it until it's finally done with the month. So this is the last vlog for Desertathon and Witch-a-thon, so that's nice to know. But then Wednesday next week, I have to start my Battle of the Bookish and Desertathon vlogs, which... Good morning, everybody. It is just after 8 a.m. on Friday. Happy Friday. It is also Mama Owl's birthday today, which is very exciting. So today I have work, obviously, and then I have also a very long to-do list of things to do. I've already got 2 of those things done. I'm gonna be basically leaving here around probably like 5:30-ish, depending exactly on when Robert gets home. We're gonna have dinner at my parents' house, and I'm gonna give my mom her present, which I have it over there, but it's basically one of those birth date candles. I'll leave the link for the website down below, but one of my friends got me this candle for my birthday last year, and I loved it, and my mom really loved the idea, so I thought it would be really fun to get this for her. It is a little expensive, but it is like a really good candle. Like, it smells amazing, hers in particular, and what's so cool is that like for each birthday the scent is different, so like it's a kind of a customized scent based on what day you're born, and it has like astrology information, tarot. I'm just gonna go grab the candle so I can show you guys, because by the time this video goes out, it'll be past her birthday and she'll already have it. So this is the box it comes in. It's basically very zodiac astrology inspired, and it's got some like cool stuff along the sides of it. But when you open it, it's a pretty good sized candle too. Like, it's a tall candle, and I would say it's, I think it is 13.5 ounces, which is not typical for a lot of candles. Your standard Bath and Body Works candle is like the single wicks, I think, are like 6 to 8 ounces, but this is what it looks like. So my mom's birthday is May 27th, and she's a Gemini, so it lists here Gemini, the day of multiple paths. Each day has something a little bit different depending on what day in the season that you're born in. But then it also, like I said, has your sign. It has the decan, which I'm not quite sure what that is. I'm not clear on that as of yet. But then also your ruling number, which for her is number 9, and her ruling planet, which is Mercury. And then it also has the scent at the bottom, which this one is orchid, sandalwood, and lemon. And it smells really good. Like, it's a nice, like, clean floral. Like, the orchid really comes in if you're a fan of orchid, which my mom loves orchids. She actually has an orchid plant that she got for Mother's Day from my sister, and so I think that this actually paired surprisingly well with it. I had no idea what the scent was going to be before ordering it. So, and then it also lists your typical strengths and weaknesses, which for strengths, sturdy, even-tempered, and fateful, which I would agree are qualities that would represent my mother. And then weaknesses, inexperienced, non-committal, and ungainly, which I'm not quite sure if that fits my mom exactly, but you know, it's fine. And then the sticker on the back has a lot of information on it too, about specifically the people that are born on this day, the tarot card that best represents your day, which is the Hermit, which I think may be the same thing as mine, which is surprising. The ruling planet has some information about that, and also information about the ruling number 9. This is the candle I got for her. Again, this is a little expensive. It's like 50 bucks for this candle, but from experience of using one myself last year, I will say that it lasts a long time. I think it took me almost 6 months to fully burn it, and that was burning it, you know, quite often for probably a few hours at a time. Like, it's a pretty good sized candle and it lasts for a long time. And it smells really good. And I will say the only thing I wasn't a fan of is that, specifically with mine, I don't know if this will happen with this one as well, but with mine, the very top of the candle, here, let me grab it again just so I can show you exactly what I'm talking about. So the very top of the glass here, after some time, like when the candle would basically like burn down quite a ways, the very top of it basically would burn. And I think that's just because like either the candle got too hot or, you know, something that probably was more user error than anything. I'm not 100% certain. I think it would be interesting to see if that happens with this one and if it's maybe just the kind of container it's in as opposed to like maybe user error. But that is something that I did notice with mine. But I do think that if you're looking for a very specialty candle that like is perfect for like a birthday gift, or even like a Christmas gift or Mother's Day or whatever, like for whoever it is you're getting it for, Father's Day, even if you really want to get it for somebody for Father's Day, this would be a really good option. Again, like if you have the money for it, that's, you know, a big thing because it is, like I said, pretty expensive. But the amount of money you put into it, it's actually like it lasts for a while. Like it lasts, I think, longer than most of the 3-wick Bath & Body Works candles, which is saying a lot because a lot of times those can go for a very long time. So really like this a lot, and I'm super excited to give this to my mom today when I see her. But that is really all I wanted to share for right now. I did make not really a lot of progress with the Hero of Ages. I yesterday was feeling really, really crummy. I was super lethargic. I was just not feeling my best, but I really didn't do too much reading, unfortunately. I kind of just didn't really have the energy to. I'm on page 260. I'm basically in the middle of a chapter, which thankfully had breaks within it because it's a pretty long chapter. So yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna get this done in the next couple of days. My hope was to get it done by like today or tomorrow. I think I'm gonna basically be ending though the month on this. Also, last night I did actually edit the entirety of my June TBR and uploaded it. So it is scheduled to go live at noon today, which is great. I was very proud of the fact that it didn't take me nearly as long as I thought it was going to edit it. I think it took me an hour total with rendering the footage, editing it, exporting, and then also uploading, which I was quite surprised by. So yeah, it went really, really well. I was surprised. And I even took a nap yesterday after work because I was feeling so crappy. I need to go back and get to doing some more work just so that I can get a little bit more done in the day. And then I'm gonna basically over the course of the day be alternating with like, obviously, like I said, working and doing some stuff on my to-do list because I have a lot of stuff. Anyway, it is basically a very slow day though with work because it's the day before a holiday weekend. So I don't know if there's gonna be too much more work for me to do. So I'm basically just gonna be, I think, doing a lot of housework to keep myself busy so I'm not like falling asleep at my computer, because I think yesterday with how crummy I was feeling, it was harder for me to want to do things, and then I was feeling even worse. So yeah, anyway though, I'm gonna go and get some work done, and I'll check in with you guys later if I have an update. Otherwise, I'll just probably talk to you guys tomorrow. Hello guys, it is going on 5 o'clock in the evening on Saturday. It has been a very busy couple of days. So, took Oscar over to my mom and dad's house yesterday for the first time since Kaya has had surgery, and he did surprisingly well. He actually was like really rambunctious like he normally is because he's a puppy, but he did really well. He didn't have any accidents inside. After a while, he kind of settled down, and Kaya was not really just wanting to play much. We actually had to put her in her cage to kind of give her some space away from Oscar after a little bit, just because he was getting to be a little much. But he had a really good time, and we got him to meet my grandparents for the first time properly, and he didn't know what to do with that. He did like bark at them for a while, mostly because it was like him trying to establish that he was, you know, rough and tough because he's never really met them before, so it's normal. It's kind of him trying to be protective, but it was just a lot of noise, basically. So eventually, after a little bit, he did warm up to them and start to kind of go up to them and sniff them and stuff like that. So I think a couple more times of him meeting them, it's gonna be fine, because like he loves my dad, he loves my mom, my sister, he loves them so much. He's just not used to my grandparents yet, which is fine. So, and if anything, they were laughing at him because he's so stinking adorable. So then today I went and got groceries. I was out for only about 2 hours, and I did get a book while I was out, because it is the book club book for Princess's Book Club, because last night she did announce what to get, and so I figured while I was out I would grab it, which I'll show you guys actually right now. I might as well just get up from the couch. But I got home at like 2:30 from getting groceries, and I don't know what happened, but I was just so exhausted that I like crashed for like an hour and a half, and then I was on the phone with Megan for a little bit. But the book I ended up getting for the book club is Wild and Wicked Things by Francesca May. The only things I know about this are that it's an adult fantasy, it's historical fiction, and has LGBTQ representation, which is very nice. So if you're looking for an LGBTQ book, that is one to read for Battle of the Bookish, because apparently it has that representation in it. I'm not sure specifically which, nor if the author themselves is of that spectrum, so I don't have the answers for that right now. But from what Princess told me, it has LGBTQ rep, and it's a fairly new release. It just came out at the end of March, so I'm excited to see how that goes. I'm sure I'll be able to get to it. It is on my higher priority list of things, so it will get read in the month, but I still do have to read the Arithmetist, which, speaking of which, I haven't really done much reading. Yesterday I was just not in the best mindset too. I was just really tired, and today I'm also still very tired even after having taken my nap. Like, I'm about ready to take another one. And Robert has left to take Oscar over to his dad's house to let him go play with his dad's dogs, because it seems to be something he really enjoys, and he wanted me to come with them, but I'm just not feeling great. I'm starting to get kind of a headache, and hey guys, so it is, I think, after 3 o'clock in the afternoon, about 3:30 on Monday. It is Memorial Day. So happy Memorial Day to those of you that are celebrating. Be sure that if you live in the States, you pay respect to the unfortunate people who lost their lives fighting for the United States. I know a lot of people typically tend to think of this as like an excuse to do like barbecues and stuff like that and just kind of party. But in all honesty, it is supposed to be a day in remembrance of those who unfortunately lost their lives while fighting for the US. So I have not done anything today because Robert had to go to work today, and I've pretty much up until the last like 45 minutes been feeling extremely unwell. The last handful of days I had kind of an on again, off again headache, and a little bit of nausea yesterday, but this morning I woke up around 7 o'clock and I was extremely nauseous. I have had the worst migraine I think I ever had in a long time, and I don't really know where it came from exactly. Like I said, it's something that kind of was building up for like the last like couple days, since about Saturday, I would say. So I was pretty much on the couch switching out cold rags every like half hour or so, trying to like keep myself hydrated, but I could barely keep water down. Honestly, like I was just throwing up quite a bit, but I'm feeling actually a lot better now. Around 2:30, 2:45, I actually like woke up from a nap and pretty much my headache was completely gone and I had almost no nausea. So I managed to get up and eat a little bit of something. I had an apple and a little like mandarin orange, and I feel great. I've been able to drink some water. Everything I've been able to keep down so far, which is good. I think that basically I don't know if I got really dehydrated, because I don't really ever get dehydrated, and I don't know what would have caused me to be so dehydrated exactly, but I was just feeling very unwell. So yeah, but this afternoon I feel a lot better. And so today I'm going to try to spend the rest of the day reading, because I meant to do a lot of reading the last couple of days, but I didn't get a chance to because I wasn't feeling great. Sunday I really didn't do much reading again because I had like an on and off again headache. It was much less than what I had earlier today, but it was basically just the beginning of what I was experiencing today. So I'm gonna try to take it easy and keep working through the Hero of Ages. I'm gonna basically do some reading sprints and just try to get through as much of this as I can. And then Robert will get home. We watched, how many episodes did we watch last night? We watched 3 or 4 episodes of WandaVision, I think, last night. We're on episode 6. Things are getting pretty interesting. I'm kind of shocked. Like, I knew the ultimate twist of what was really going on with Wanda, but I didn't know exactly what else was happening. I didn't know a lot of things going into it. Like, there's some things that happens that I'm like, how is this possible? A character just showed up that made me question basically everything, and I had to look up exactly how that character really like comes in at some point, because I can't say without spoiling it, but it has to do with kind of the fact that Marvel is more than just the Avengers. So it's interesting to see kind of how this whole story is coming together, and I'm very interested to see how it does finally all wrap up, because I don't know, I know ultimately how it ends, but I want to see what kind of happens leading up to that. Gonna be interesting, to say the least. So, hey guys, so it's just afternoon on Tuesday, and I don't think I'm gonna end up completing anything else this month. Sadly, yesterday was really still kind of iffy. I ended up actually feeling a lot better by the end of the night, but I was just kind of taking it easy, not trying to overdo it. And then last night, Robert and I got a new air conditioner that is now in the living room. So like that took a lot of energy to get that all figured out and installed and everything. So I just really took it easy last night and didn't get to read much more of the Hero of Ages. And I haven't really had an opportunity to read anything today because it's the first day back after a holiday, which means there's a lot of stuff usually that gets really busy in terms of work. So I'm getting on my lunch break right now, and I got some things I need to do, one of which being doing my May wrap up. So I'm gonna film that after I eat my lunch, just so that that's ready, and then I'm probably gonna spend most of the night tonight editing stuff. Basically, what's gonna end up happening is normally anything that you have less than 25% of started by the beginning of the readathon would count for things. This one does not, because I'm pretty sure I'm almost halfway through this book. So I think that this is basically not going to count for anything in terms of Battle of the Bookish or Desertathon. So it's just going to be kind of an extra finished read for June, which is fine. No big deal. I'm trying to take it easy on myself because yesterday I was down for the count, and most of this past weekend I was not feeling the best. But today I feel great. A little manic, but I think that's because I had one of my Alani news, so I'm just like very bouncing off the walls kind of thing. Tomorrow starts Battle of the Bookish, which is nice, so a new vlog will start tomorrow that'll go through the rest of this week. So keep your eyes peeled for that. My May wrap-up should be coming out pretty soon. See how the rest of the week goes, because if I can get the Hero of Ages done by the end of this week, then I can hopefully also get the Rithmatist done, and then maybe Supernova. Those are my top 3 for the rest of the week. Thank you guys so much for joining me in this vlog. If you guys did enjoy it, please do give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't already and you'd like to be and would like to see more content like this, go ahead and hit that button down below and subscribe to become an owlet in our flock. And I will see all of you guys in my next video. Bye guys.